Arroyo Prieto, a stream once full of life, now running low. Its water have long sustained 5 mountain communities in San José de las Matas, Dominican Republic. But in recent years, the flow has been cut in half. And if we don't act soon, this vital lifeline may dry up completely. What's causing this decline? We come to find out, underground and from the air. To uncover the truth, we teamed up with Rafael Brisita, Libby from Plan Sierra, and the local advocates for the environment. Together, we set off towards the upper basin of Cerro Angola, the source of the stream itself. We already knew about the common threats: logging, overgrazing in critical recharge zones, and water pollution. But there is also good news. A local family recently purchased a major portion of the watershed with the intention of protecting it. Could their commitment be enough to turn things around? This journey brings together local knowledge, science, and urgent action in search of real ways to preserve the life that depends on this water source. Our path led us up steep, winding mountain roads. We passed through the historic village of Mata Grande before climbing deeper into the Sierra. The roads narrow, barely wide enough in places, but the forest still held on around us, green, defiant. At a high point known as El Calvario, we met with a representative from Plan Sierra and reviewed their maps and reports.
Pero hasta eso, montaña yo no veo mejor que años atrás. Arroyo Prieto cae abajo pero yo, según yo vi con el dron, todo esto está cayendo en la misma cuenca.
De la Ureña.
Sí.
Es Juan Manuel.
That's when we heard the hopeful part. The Ureña family now owns most of the land around the upper Arroyo Prieto, and they pledged to protect it. This shift in ownership opens the door to something powerful: real community-led conservation.
debajo de más de caserío.
At first glance, the basin appears healthy, especially on land managed by the Oreña family, where the native forest is beginning to return. But just a few hundred feet away, the story changes. We find a large patch over 21 acres, completely stripped bare, and worse, cattle grazing directly where the stream is born. This isn't just bad for the environment, it puts entire communities at risk. Corocito, Guasma, Damajagua, Los Montones Arriba, and Rincón de Piedras. We're not here to point fingers. This is a long-standing systemic failure. Governments of all parties, ministries that hand out deforestation permits to the highest bidder, and institutions that have turned their backs on the Sierra's most precious gift, water. This land is bleeding, and the tragedy is it is not just happening here. Places like El Rubio are inching closer to becoming deserts, and every year we lose more water sources than nature took centuries to build. If we don't protect this, our children won't even have drinking water. The best solution? Buy this land and restore it. But the first step is awareness. The Dominican people must demand protection for the waters that sustain them, because no water means no future. We hope to work directly with the Oreña family to build simple but powerful tools. Rainwater swales, percolation pits, and check dams at the stream source to slow the water and let the ground absorb it again. When communities are informed and empowered, change becomes possible. What will our generation leave behind? This could be the country's first successful permaculture watershed model, a project big enough to inspire, yet rooted in local action. Global permaculture leader Andrew Millison has shown interest in supporting this effort if we can build a working model. This opens the door to partnerships, funding, and international recognition, like India's Pani Foundation has achieved. After a morning in the mountains, we took a moment to rest and share a homemade meal, grateful for the food, the people, and the stories shared. Then it was time to get to work. We met again with Plan Sierra and Rafael Brisita to discuss our findings and chart a path forward, not just to save Arroyo Prieto, but to show other communities it can be done. To follow up on earlier field work, we re-entered the river from upstream, measuring water flow from within. We used the same method as before in March, a simple but effective flow test to calculate the stream's volume and flow rate. Comparing this result with past data is key to understand whether conditions are improving or worsening. Our August readings show a flow of 1.23 cubic feet per second just before the aqueduct intake, barely more than the March 1.18 cubic feet per second. Likely just a weather difference, not a sign of recovery. Below the intake, flow dropped to 0.3 cubic feet per second, slightly better than before, but still critically low. Monitoring it through dry season is now urgent. The stream is not safe, not yet. Before wrapping up, we sent up the drone one last time, flying low and slow to document exactly where the aqueduct sits in relation to the forested land. We confirm that deforestation isn't isolated, it stretches across the ridges, and cattle can be seen grazing all along them. Other countries have already started fighting over water. How long until we do? The more people know, the more people care, and the more we understand that protecting forests is protecting life. We pray for wisdom for our country, for leaders with vision, and for citizens willing to speak up. A few months after filming, we reach out to the owners of the 21 deforested acres. There's a chance they sell, but the asking price is far above what's fair, especially for land that by law should never have been cleared. Still, we hold on to hope. If God gave us this mission, He will open the way for the children, for the forest, for the water that keeps us alive. We will not stop. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Permaculture RD, rescuing rivers and streams.